I got this clean glass of water. Now let's imagine this clean glass of water represents all the good women that this man met in his life, right? Maybe his mother, his aunties, his sister. These are all the good women in his life, right? It only takes, I have to say, when I had this idea with this pipette thing, I thought that I'm gonna just put this and it's just going to go up and it's going to be beautiful. But you know what? We're gonna just roll with this. Let's just roll with this. So as you can see, the water is not as clear as it was. So it takes just one biatch kind of behavior to completely change that person's perception of how women are. Just like you, it takes one guy who treats you like an absolute douchebag to start maybe thinking that all men are terrible. And if you have girlfriends that are reinforcing this message, it suddenly becomes your reality. If you've been doing the work on yourself, trying to change your ways and the kind of people that you attract, sooner or later you'll be moving. Maybe you already moved from attracting unavailable, married, just overall douchebags to these decent men, the good men. If this is something that you are trying to overcome, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification so you don't miss when I post videos. Now, in this good men kind of group, there's going to be a specific group of men that are quite hurt. Yes, your job is not to be his therapist. However, there are certain things that you as a woman can do to completely change this whole environment. And I think it's your responsibility, it's my responsibility for not just us, but also for your girlfriend's future husband, for your niece's future husband, and maybe even for your daughter's future husband, because we are all interconnected. Sometimes it just takes one person to make that change, and then it just doubles and triples and quadruples into something very different. There are actually a lot of valid reasons why these men don't trust women, why they think that they're evil, why these men think that we are here to use them, abuse them, strip them away from everything that they have and put them in prison. I'll tell you also through the video some of the conversations that you can have if you maybe realize that you are dating that kind of guy, to actually make him feel more at ease and to make him realize that you are not here to get him and to destroy his life and take everything from him. So just last week, as an example, I was in court doing my interpreting job. If you don't know, I work as a Lithuanian interpreter in court, and I was interpreting for this gentleman. I'm trying to see how I can tell this thing without disclosing too much information. I was interpreting for this gentleman, and he had bail conditions and also a restraining order, which doesn't allow him to contact his ex-partner. He can't contact her directly, indirectly, and under no circumstances can he go to her place. And while I was waiting with him outside the courtroom, he clearly told me that he goes to her place, helps her with things around the house, and they are actually on very good terms. They are communicating with each other. They have a good relationship. Now, this guy will have to appear in court again for his trial because of the domestic violence that happened in that household, and his trial is many months from now because there is a huge queue of people waiting for their trial. Now, during this time, what will happen, I can guarantee, because this is very often what happens, and I see that over and over again. Holidays are coming. During holidays, people have more alcohol. Sometimes things just happen, and I can guarantee there's going to be an argument between these two people. Either she's going to call the police or neighbors will call the police, and then he will end up in prison. I mean, I'm not psychic, but from my experience and what I've seen, I can guarantee that he will end up probably in prison because he will break his bail conditions and he will break his restraining order. Now, a woman has a lot of power in this. Very often, a woman calls police and It's always a woman's word against a man's word. A man, of course, is very scared. Now, I'm not saying that this man is an angel and that he's never done anything to abuse this. This is not the case. But you have to understand the narrative of these men, this group of men that I'm talking about, these hurt men who go online, who are part of Red Pillars and the Mgtow movement, who are coming together and they're saying how women are evil, because there's going to be someone with that kind of example. Look, we were on good terms, and then I forgot to change the bins, and she decided to call the police, and now I'm in prison. I know this is like a very stupid example, but there are cases when things that are very similar to this happen, and it only takes one woman to destroy absolutely how this man views other women. Imagine all these men that got less clear water, right? They all come together, they all say how terrible women are, they all feed on that. One guy who maybe lost all his money because of his divorce, another guy who's not allowed to see his children because his woman is manipulating him and using his children against him. There are so many different stories, and I've seen this in court time and time again, how a lot of men are really mistreated. And of course, hurt people, then they all come together and they talk about those things, and they say how terrible women are. And this is where all these movements are coming from, because those fears that they're having, you can't actually say that they're not rational, because they are based on experiences. But just because these few women did that, it doesn't mean that all women are like that. However, these men, they don't understand this. They think that most women are now like this. I personally, I don't know even one woman like that in my life. I don't know, do you know a woman like that in your life? The women that I know in my life, they like to respect men and treat them with integrity. And they don't think that men are stupid. Yes, we are different, but they don't see them as someone, inferior to them, or someone that they're going to take advantage of and strip of everything that they have. Because if you are with a man like that, you're not going to respect him, right? If this is how you view your partner. So why would you even want to associate with someone like that? And it doesn't necessarily have to be something terrible as you not allowing him to see his children, but it could be just you maybe rejecting someone really terribly who just came to say hi to you on the street. You have no idea how much courage it takes for a man to come and actually approach you. There are reasons why men would never ever approach you, and why you actually look not that approachable. If you are someone that never gets approached by men, but maybe you would like that, then make sure you watch this video here. So if you come across a man that maybe shared a story with you where he was really mistreated by a woman, when a woman took advantage of him, where a woman absolutely destroyed his life, it's very likely that this will impact your relationship with that man. He'll be more guarded. He will find it a bit difficult to express his feelings, to fully open up to you, to love you with his full heart, because he's always thinking, oh, I really need to be careful. I need to be guarded. I can't relax here because anytime this may happen again. And of course, if you are with someone like that, the relationship is going to feel frustrating, because you'll feel like this person is not present enough, and I'd like more. I'd like them to open up more to me, and I'd like to build something with this person. There are very simple, practical things that you can do as a woman to reassure this man that you are not one of those terrible women that are trying to absolutely destroy his life. So maybe you're watching something together. There's a storyline where something happened in the couple, and now they're going through a terrible divorce, and this woman is not allowing this man to see his children unless he pays X amount of money, or who is using children to blackmail this man, to play with him, and all kinds of things. Now, you can just make a simple comment while your man is next to you and tell him, look, I don't agree with this. I think this is not right. And I just want to let you know that I would never ever treat you in that way. No matter what, if we ever have children, I would never ever use children against you or use children to get something from you to gain for myself. That's just not right. Maybe you see an article about some outrageous Me Too stuff that you just think, I don't agree with this. And I think in this situation, this man was mistreated, and I don't think that his point of view was even heard. Why not share this article with him? Why not have a little discussion and say, I don't appreciate this. I think this is not right. I just want you to know that I just don't think that this is right. It will give him a reassurance. It will make him understand where you are coming from, and he will feel safer with you. And when he feels safer with you, he can love you with a more open heart. Now you may be thinking, I have no idea where to get a man like that who even has a heart. Then make sure you watch this video here to find out why does it feel that there are no good men left. Please like this video so more women can see that. Share this with your girlfriends, subscribe, hit notifications for more, and thank you so much for watching.